alleged acts of terrorism against Nigeria. These acts include arson, kidnapping, killing of security personnel, and an attack on public infrastructure.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, day 4 at the court.
Being led in evidence, the prosecution witness identified the certified true copy of the letter written by the then Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, to the Department of State Service, directing it to investigate the defendant. The letter was tendered and admitted as an exhibit. The witness read the content of the letter from the Attorney General of the Federation, where he listed several alleged acts of terrorism against Nigeria. These acts include arson, kidnapping, killing of security personnel, and an attack on public infrastructure, among others. The letter alleged the leader of the proscribed IPOB of using the unlicensed Radio Biafra to instigate members of the public against the security personnel using unprintable names to describe Nigeria. The second prosecution witness, by name BBB, said it was the content of the letter that prompted the investigation. He told the court that upon his arrest, personnel of the DSS interacted with him for about an hour, asked him to write a statement which he declined, saying he had told them all they needed to hear. A statement form was thereafter given to him, carrying his details, which he signed. The statement was admitted in evidence and read to the hearing of everyone by the witness. The prosecution counsel proceeded to tender a flash drive containing audiovisual broadcast by the defendant. The drive was admitted in evidence, even though its admissibility was objected to by the defense counsel, Emeka Eteyaba, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. The prosecution counsel applied for the audiovisual flash drive containing the broadcast to be played, which was granted. In the broadcast, the defendant was seen giving a charge to members of the Eastern Security Network, urging them to protect and defend the lands of the Biafra against people who have been killing them. He decried the alleged killing of Biafra since the Civil War and vowed not to allow that again. In another broadcast streamed live, he was heard charging protesters to go after security personnel and attack public infrastructure. He instructed his followers to go after some prominent Nigerians in the corridor of power, with him placing ransom on one of them. The broadcast, where he ordered lockdown and closure of banks, churches and schools in the East, was also played in court. The Federal Government Gazette proscribing IPOB was equally tendered and admitted in evidence. From the Federal High Court, Abuja, Austin Anyebe, NT News.
The federal government of Nigeria, or perhaps DSS, is actually accusing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu of being a terrorist, alleged terrorist. But in my opinion, the case is still ongoing and it is unable to, bring a convincing evidence, though the case is still ongoing. But what is happening at the moment? What is happening at the moment is that the DSS or the prosecutor provided the video evidence broadcast made by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu years ago, over almost 10 years ago. And what was on that tape? When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu formed ESN, and the question was asked, the purpose of the ESN, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, simple because the governors has failed to protect the people of Biafra land. And for that reason, he take it upon himself that it is necessary for the people to be protected. And ESN was not sent to attack any innocent citizens. Neither were they sent to walk along the road, but to do what? To go into our forest and protect the forest, protect the people. There was issue of INEC office being attacked, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu denied knowing any of that because ESN was not formed to attack any responsible offices. But what? To defend our bushes, our forests, against the terrorists that invaded our land. Now, I have a little fear. I remember during the case of Atiku Abubakar, Mr. P2B at the court, imagine that a former vice president of a big country like Nigeria, a former governor of a state, and a presidential candidate of one of the leading political parties in the country does not have confidence in the court of law in the land. How much more an accused person like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? And I also remember a case of what happened about somebody called O.B. Jackson in the northern part of Nigeria. Who is O.B. Jackson? O.B. Jackson is an innocent farmer who is in his farm, growing his crops, doing his daily routines in his farm. And the Fulani men brought in their cows inside his farm. They didn't even stop there, but they attacked he was a single man. He attacked O.B. Jackson with his knife. He stabbed O.B. Jackson 2 times. And O.B. Jackson, luckily to the glory of God, overpowered him, collected the knife from him, and mistakenly unalived him with that knife. And the Fulani charged him to court. The court convicted him and sentenced him to death by hanging. A man who innocently respected himself and went to his farm, and a crook, a criminal, came to attack him. And in the line of self-defense, something accidentally happened. And what the court did is to sentence O.B. Jackson to death. That is what even international communities have condemned. I am not confident with this court, but we will continue to see the end. We will continue in faith and in strong spirit until the end of this case.